everybody, it's Mel. Thank you so much for joining me today for the quarter year crisis book tag, as well as a bit of a review of my goals for 2023. So the quarter year crisis book tag was created by Roisin from Roisin's Reading. I believe she created this last year because we have the Midgie Freakout tag, we have the end of the year tag, and she thought that the first half of the year was a little bit underrepresented, so she wanted to create a tag that would allow us to talk about the books we've read so far and so on. This is a perfect tag for me because I did say that I wanted to talk about favourite books and that sort of thing quarterly. So I decided to do this tag. It is a little bit late. It is the 12th of April. Realistically, it probably should have gone up at the beginning of April, but just didn't quite get my act together, so it's going up now. I will be including information about January, February and March, though I won't include anything from April. So I thought I would do the tag first of all, and then I will just have a very brief look through my goals for 2023 and see whether they're still something I think that I want to focus on, whether they're really still working for me. I saw this idea on Earl Books, so that's Ellie channel. She does the same thing. She does a review every quarter, and it just seemed like a really good way of kind of having a look and see whether it's really still valid anymore, and just to make sure that am I on track? Why am I not on track? If I'm not on track, is it because maybe they're not quite what I actually want to focus on, etc. So tag first and then that. But yeah, let's dive on into the tag. I will be looking down at the computer. Okay, so question number 1. How many books have you read so far this year? As of the end of March, I read 20 books this year. I have now read another 2, so slightly higher, but as of the end of March, I'd read 20 books. According to Goodreads, that means I'm on track to reading the 80 books that I set as a goal for myself. Question number 2, have you already found a book that you think might be a 2022 favourite? If not, what was your favourite book that you read that wasn't quite 5-star? So, I have been keeping track of my favourites for each month. So I do have 3 books that were the top of my list each month. They did all receive 5 stars and also got the highest rating in Core Pile. However, I did have 1 honourable mention as well. So for January, my favourite book of that month was Babel by R.F. Kuang. For February, my favourite book was Electra by Jennifer Saint. In March, my favourite book was Riviera Gold by L'Oreal King. And then the extra 5-star that I absolutely loved was Boyfriend Material by Alexis Hall. So those 4 books are my favourites so far this year. Out of those 4, it's probably a tie between Babel and Electra, I would say. The next question is any 1-star books / least favourite books of the year. I haven't given out any 1-star this year. I haven't given out 1-stars ever, I don't think. I tend to DNF rather than give 1 star if I'm really disliking a book that much. I don't want to finish it. I just don't have the time. The next question is what is my most read genre so far? By the end of March, my most read genre was fantasy. I had read 6 fantasy books, and yeah, that was the most amount of books from one genre I had read. So fantasy, which surprises no one. The next question is a book that surprised you in the first quarter of the year. And I would have to say Boyfriend Material by Alexis Hall. I had heard how fantastic it was, so I was expecting to enjoy it, but I really loved it, and I was surprised by that because I don't traditionally, I have to stop saying that because recently I've been reading a lot more romance, so I can't really say I don't traditionally enjoy romance because I'm starting to find my groove with romance, but it's still not my favourite genre. Definitely fantasy, magical realism, just sort of more straight contemporary historical fiction are more books that I really, really love over romance, but I just absolutely thoroughly enjoyed Boyfriend Material. I thought it was so fun, funny, well read, well written even, just fantastic. So definitely that one surprised me. Next up we have a book that's come out in 2023 already that you want to read but haven't yet. There's a few that have come out that I want to read but haven't quite got my hands on yet, but the one book that I own that has come out obviously already that I'd like to read but haven't got to yet is The Last Tale of the Flower Bride by Roshni Choksky, I believe is how you say that name. I Sorry, I have been struggling with that name. I apologise. But anyway, that's the book. Next question is one goal you made that you're succeeding at. So I think that I'm doing really well with the diversity game that I've been playing, which is to keep track and keep me accountable to make sure that I'm reading more diversely than, I have done in the past. And just to make sure that I'm reading books that feature other voices and other experiences than my own. Yeah, I definitely feel like I'm doing well at that. I do have a rule in my game whereby I have to read at least one book by a BIPOC author and one book with LGBTQIA+ rep, or otherwise I get a punishment. So I've made sure to be at least one book for each of those. But the rest of the things like mental and physical health rep, neurodiverse rep, Australian Aboriginal author, and translated. So those are in terms of my diversity from a kind of, I guess, sociological point of view. It's only BIPOC and LGBTQIA+ that I have that rule for. So I still have done the others, but it's definitely not once a month. Then I also am trying to read diversely from a point of view of format and type of book. I haven't done as well with that, and I will be discussing that in a bit more detail at the end of the video when we talk about goals. But certainly in terms of diversity for like a sociological point of view, like I said, I do have that rule, BIPOC and LGBTQIA+, but I am still, like I said, it's not every month, but I am still reading books that are translated, books that are featuring mental and physical health representation. So, it's still there. It probably should be a little more. So that's that one. The next question is one goal you made that you need to focus on. So like I said, I'm going to go through and sort of look at the goals, but one thing that I definitely need to focus on is my writing goals. I have not been keeping up with that at all, so I really need to focus on that, and I'm not sure exactly how to go about doing that, but I definitely want to focus on that more as well. And the last question is new to you BookTubers / Bookstagrammers / BookTokers for 2023 that you recommend. So the way that I have taken this question is to mean some people that you found in 2023 that you would recommend, because I watch a lot of different booktubers and I think they're all fantastic, and I would recommend many, many booktubers to you. But in terms of people I've actually found this year, there aren't quite so many. And the three that I wanted to recommend today, first of all, we have Bibbidi Bobbidi Books. Obviously, all their channels are linked below. She is an English booktuber, and I found her channel because she created a tag that I have filmed but I have not uploaded yet, but that I was tagged in. So yeah, that's how I came across her channel. It is a great channel and I really enjoy it, as all of these are. The next person is Nell Diamond. So Nell does kind of more of a bit of a sort of general lifestyle, mostly books, but other stuff as well. And I met Nell when I was on Brittany Loves Reading's channel doing reading sprints, and she was really lovely and she has a really great channel, and I thought it was really interesting, so I am recommending her to you because she's great, so you should go and subscribe. And then finally is Shay Geeks Out. So I came across Shay's channel because my friends Ellie from Earl Grey Books, Bethany from Beautifully Bookish Bethany, and Cara from Wild Book Garden, along with a bunch of other booktubers, did a collaboration where they were reading the last 10 years of Goodreads Choice Awards winners for certain categories, and Shay was one of the people that did one of the videos, and I really, really enjoyed her video, and I really enjoyed some of the other videos I've watched on her channel, and obviously I've subscribed, and I think you should as well because she is great. All of the channels that were in that collaboration are fantastic. Most of them I had come across before, so Shay was really the only one that I hadn't seen before or heard about before, but yeah, really, really enjoy her channel and highly recommend her as a booktuber. That is the tag part of the video. I do have my reading journal here, and I'm just going to have a look at the goals page and have a bit of a chat about what all my goals are. So this is my goals page. I do have a couple of journaling videos which I will link below. One of my goals this year was to do more journaling videos, and that is something I haven't done really very much of, so definitely something I want to work on. So for YouTube, my goals are 2,000 subscribers by the end of 2023. Definitely not on track for that. I seem to have stopped at 1,094 or 96 depending on what day I look at it, which is kind of weird, but hopefully it'll pick up again soon. Yeah. Regular videos, monthly TBRs, wrap-ups, all the usual stuff, and I do all those things. I did take an impromptu break in the middle of March. No, just last week. But for the most part, you get 2 videos a week. My Wednesday evening at 7 and my Saturday evening at 7. So that's still going. Quarterly faves, so that's what this is part of, which I'm doing. That was my YouTube goals. My writing goals, I have written here short stories, competitions and magazines, which I haven't done any of that. Write my the whip that I'm currently working on, or have just started working on, and I kind of feel like I've stalled a bit on that because I'm not 100% sure exactly what I'm doing, and I find planning really hard, so I haven't really done very much of that. I'm trying to figure out what to do with the whip that I'm at the end, the kind of end of what the working on, but that's in the process. I've contacted someone and to be another beta reader, and yeah, we're in the process of getting that figured out. Write out 8 hours a week. Yeah, that isn't happening. This is something I definitely want to focus on. I definitely want to do that. I don't know if 8 hours a week, that maybe at any amount of hours per week might be a little bit much, but it's definitely something I want to focus on. So I think that does need to be a focus. I'm just not sure exactly how to make it a focus, but I'll figure it out. The Last to Read book club, we now have a Ko-Fi with membership tiers, and it's so much fun. We have weekly reading sprints, which are super fun. We have watched Wednesday, the first season of Wednesday, as a watch along. We have member of the month, and the member of the month gets to choose books for us all to vote on for our book club. The book club is now the Last to Read Ko-Fi book club, rather than it being for everyone, because only our Ko-Fi members were really reading the books with us. The first tier is only $2 Australian, which is like £1.10, so pretty cheap to join. For the first tier, you get the weekly reading sprints. You get every month someone gets chosen as a member of the month, and they get a free bookmark, and they also get to, it's 2 months in advance, but they also get to choose 3 books that they think they want to put forward as books we'll read 2 months in advance in the next couple of months. And then everyone gets to vote. And the book club itself, they also get to have a look at some of the merch that we are working on for our Etsy page and vote on the designs that they think that we should put up. So that's really, really exciting. So that's the $2 lowest tier. That is the Best Book Friends tier. The Ko-Fi link is down below if you want to join us. That would be absolutely amazing. Like I said, we also have so much fun with the reading sprints, the watch along. We have a Discord that is available to all tiers as well, and it's just a really good time. So we'd love if you would join us. Last Read Book Club is myself, Lana from India Chords, used to be Lore and Lullabies but is now India Chords, and Ellie from Earl Grey Books. So please, please, please consider joining us. But that was one of the goals, and it's going really well, and just I'm super excited about it. I've been more organised. We're definitely trying to do that. And then we have the Etsy store, which I'm running as well, which is going really well as well. So in terms of reading now, these are the things that I think I need to maybe change a little bit. So Goodreads goal, 80 books, on track, all fine. Diversity game, BIPOC at least 1 a month, and LGBTQIA+ at least 1 a month. I'm going to keep that. Actually just going to get the whiteboard so we can talk through that. I'm going to keep up to translated. They're all staying. Comic I think I would keep as well. Poetry and verse I'm going to change, because honestly I just don't read poetry or books in verse, and as much as I think that is, you know, a great goal, I'm just not. So there's no point in trying to, I mean, not saying I never will, but just don't gravitate towards it. It's just not something that I particularly enjoy. So I'm going to change that. Then I have short story, which I'm going to keep, even though I'm not reading many, I'm going to keep because that is something that I do occasionally enjoy. ARC. So Advanced Reader Copy, I joined NetGalley, as you may know. My first time this year, I finally joined NetGalley, and I'm on track. I'm doing okay. I think I'm only on 33% rating for NetGalley, but I have another one that I want to read that comes out in a few days, and then as of filming it's the 12th of April today. Everything else won't come out for later in the year, so I'm pretty happy with that. Not set in the global west. Now the idea behind that is to read books that are not set in Australia, United States, the United Kingdom, Western Europe. I'm finding that I'm just not really... Hello, that's Pistachio. Hello. I'm just not really... I mean, ideally I'd like to potentially keep that, but I want to see if I can think of a way to rephrase that so that it suits the way that I read a bit more. So rather than not set in the global west, it should be non-Western inspired, I think might be how I would phrase it, because for example I read Strike the Zither in March, and that is based on Chinese mythology. So not hello, non-Eurocentric inspiration is how I'll put that, I think. So that's that, and then I think I might just not worry about putting something in there where I had poetry. We might just leave it at that. I will fix all that up, but yeah, that's what I'm thinking there. So in terms of reading, I still am going to keep it that I have to have a book written by a Black, Indigenous or person of colour author. Still has to have LGBTQIA+ at least one a month in order for me not to be punished. The punishment is to have a magnet removed, and the rest is just what I'm working towards. That was Pistachio. Then I was also wanting to do more themed reading vlogs, so I did my reading popular romance reading vlog, which I will link down below. I had a lot of fun with that, and like I mentioned before, I've discovered some romance that I quite enjoy, so that's really exciting. I'm definitely planning on doing more of those. I do have an Alice Oseman video coming up soon, and then I do have some other plans in the works that will be happening throughout the year, so they're definitely going. Buddy reads. I have buddy reads planned, and I'm still buddy reading with Paige and my friend Max, so that's going well. Read-alongs, probably not so well at the moment, but that's okay. They'll happen when they happen. And then readathons, I do enjoy readathons, and I ran my Roll of Reads readathon in March. I'm currently doing magical reads. I think I've done probably one a month, maybe two, but I'm definitely not doing more than 2 a month. It's just too many. There are so many readathons these days. They all sound awesome, but there's just too much. I can't do it. So yeah, keeping that a little bit low, a bit more chilled. Alright, so that's everything that I wanted to talk with you about today. So yeah, comment below if you have any thoughts on anything that I talked about, any of the changes I want to make to any of my goals. What are some of the goals that you made at the beginning of the year? How are you finding them? Are you feeling like they still work for you? Is there anything you're changing? Comment all that down below. If you'd like to leave me a comment but you don't know what, then leave me some kind of chart type emoji, because we were talking through stats. All of my social media details are listed in the description below, so if you'd like to go and follow me on any of those other platforms, please feel free to do so. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, I would absolutely love it if you would subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up. And yeah, like I said, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time.